after all this shit happened, they kind of grew envious because they seen gold was basically found was a plethora. And since they didn't have it, seeing what gold was and how reflective it was and how conductive it was and the properties that it gave the Egyptians during that time, and for other knowledge, and it wasn't just based on gold, the things they knew about melanin, about themselves, spirituality, all that kind of jazz came in. So envy came in, and they said, well, instead of creating that, because that kind of civilization could not stand on anybody else's turf,
we just gonna study y'all and get y'all to do it for us, and then we make the bread off of it
and take it. Some niggas was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna move in and take it, which was Asians, which they tried to do. The Asians moved in more so tried to just take it.
Genghis Khan shit and all that type shit.
Exactly. And they came with the more mentality of raping and having your DNA.
You heard of that shit before, right? Like Genghis Khan and shit, how he did pillage through villages and just kill shit, destroy, rape women, take the food, all that type of shit. Yeah. Straight barbarian shit.
Right. But behind this barbarian shit, he had a mentality of incorporating your DNA into the next family. This is how the Egyptians that we know of and think of today as the Egyptians. Remember that little eye motherfuckers would think is like, oh yeah, that's the eye of Horus. That is from Asians. That is an Asian eye and built in when the Asian came in through Egypt, they came with the religion of Horus. Yeah. They were saying of this Horus guy. So anything that comes from this religion of Horus was the Asiatic conquering, and that was transformed. This is why Egypt. If you ever do any research on it, the first thing you'll hear about Egypt is you'll see the two lands. And that's why. It's because the strict division between people who accepted Horus and the people who did not. And it was also infused by skin color. People who were the lightest were perceived at the top, and because of the conquering of the Asians, they were more fair skin. And because they incorporated and made a more browner tone, which they call mulatto, which they didn't equal as white, they would see them as kind of lesser, but they were more. They were better than darker skinned people. So they kind of that built in that ideal of keeping differences between black and white was done so far ago. Like that shit was done way long ago, and that's where I'm trying to find the connection between Willie Lynch and him saying that we have slaves for several years and we mastered this for so long. Yeah. And the beginning of when they started the division of what he was talking about, because that's where it is. To me, at least in my studies of just following separate things and then reading his book, and I'm just like, you got that from there. It seems kind of interesting that they were using this kind of method of discrimination to get what they want, and it's kind of he's kind of equating that same thing. He's like, well, use the differences, the dark and the light. Use yourself as a white man to put a little bit of DNA in them to create a different gene, so then they come a lighter tone, and they will in turn mate with themselves, and you, in a sense, you'll create another gene, and they will be different with themselves because they think that, oh, I'm lighter, I'm not as dark as him, type of thing. So, and I'm just like, all right, that's how you conquer shit. And then how that just goes on, they'll talk about Memphis when down in what they call Upper Egypt, was actually, if you look on the map, was lower. Was actually you would think it was south, but I think it may have been because they were on a hill, whatever the fucking thing was. But that's when the king of Memphis came out, and he conquered both lands, and he unified the two lands, and then created everything cool, and that's what we know as Egypt. But there is no world of Egypt. He created the world of Memphis. He created he created the city of Memphis. Yeah.
Y'all recording?
Yeah. You need something?
I need phone. Sorry.
No, you're alright. They created the city Memphis. Egypt wasn't really a place until afterwards. Until after the Greeks and everybody were being established. And once they were being established, that's when the literature kind of like starts being a little bit congruent. Like that shit is it's crazy and also fascinating at the same time because it doesn't it kills the whole vibe that you were like. You just sit there and it was like subjugated and you were just like a slave. No, it was like, nigga, look, you had a civilization. Niggas just don't want you to say that. They don't want to tell you that everything that was made right now is built off of your civilization. The reason why motherfuckers are doing the shit now is because they're trying to find shit that you and your ancestors have already fucking
perfected and shit.
Yeah. And they're trying to that's why they have research.
Trying to figure out how you did it and they trying to find a way to make it
that's why they
more convenient and better and shit like that.
Exactly. That's why they got research teams and shit. Because research means you just don't know the answer before and yet you have to look it up. Who will you find this information from? Yeah, without looking up books. So you will have to be looking exactly. You have to go back to look. So it's like it's a mind fucking all of it. So it's interesting in itself.
Wait, alright, so to answer your question earlier and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, what you said, was slavery personal and shit?
Was slavery personal?
I don't think so. I think it was just like a business move and shit. Like, motherfuckers like, yo, we can make money by using these niggas to fucking do our work that we don't want to do. And make bread and shit. Davon, you said that shit was personal though?
Yeah, it was definitely.
But why you think that?
Just like, man, because they knew who we was for it. I mean, like, they knew the diamonds and where was at. You know?
Yeah.
So they just ran down.
So they knew we had like all the fucking like the good shit in our joint and shit, like gold, diamonds, motherfucking all that fucking oil, that type shit. Like,
but you know the fucked up.
Yeah, why y'all don't know what y'all doing? We were gonna take it and we gonna sell that shit and make it a business.
And even if you did know what you're doing,
y'all don't know what y'all sitting on.
I want to do what I want to do with it, and I don't care what you're doing with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's if you understand that, like, you get the thing. If you think about it in like so-called what they say is like black culture, like the gangster mentality. That's what he do. Like nigga, is what I want to do. What I want to do. I'm gonna do what I want. Right. So I understand that. You pray to this rock and whatever, but I want to wear this rock around my neck. So fuck you. If that means I gotta mow you down and whoever the fuck come down here to sit there and tell me I can't wear this rock, well then that's what it's just gotta be.
If I'm trying to get my point off to y'all,
that's just where it's gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like I want y'all to subscribe to what I got going on and shit.
It sucks like a motherfucker, and you know it sucks even more that I have a mentality where I can feel on both sides. Like you talk about a lot, the duality, where I can be like, I see where they came from, and I can get where that mentality came from, where they say, fuck it, get down and lay down, I'm gonna do what I need to do.
Right.
But then I also like, damn, it sucks that somebody had to be the fucking.
What's them called?
Somebody got to be
the but the something. Yeah,
somebody got to be that bull, and that's what the word is. The word has been constructed over is like somebody gotta be that loser. Somebody gotta lose.
Right.
I mean that's anything though. You know what I'm saying? That's how business is for and shit. Like you got the head motherfuckers, you got the motherfuckers, you pay them to watch the workers and shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Then you got those workers that's getting paid to watch other workers and shit. Then you got the supervisor nigga who watch the actual niggas who do this shit.
But that's the part I can't.
Because like you said, with the ladder going sideways and shit, like you think you going up, but for real, you just moving this way. You just moving in the same line, like a line of farmers planting seeds. You just in the same motherfucking line, and just because you in a different column or you planting a different seed, you think they made you believe that's the key. Because and to put it in like slave terms, and I hope that maybe if I got it that right, that this is what they did. They made it seem to a point that even that there was people in the field that even though I'm planting something different, I'm not picking crops. I'm picking strawberries. Fuck them dudes over there picking crops. You indoctrinating up. That's the indoctrination, like, and that transfers straight into the man that's in y'all where everybody working in the same building but doing a different job. Like from the guy that lady that may be the surgeon that get paid whatever XYZ, but she open heart surgeries, to the guy that changes the motherfucking trash. Mm-hmm. They're all in it together, and if one fucking stops, the whole machine is done. And and it's built off of making me motherfuckers think that you don't. Yeah, like if you the nigga sweeping and shit, you at the bottom of the totem pole.
Right.
But if you the motherfucking manager, all that shit, you the man and shit.
And if it's not done,
but y'all all work for somebody though.
Exactly.
So it don't matter, though.
And the fucked up thing is, if it's not done emotionally, it's done economically. Mm-hmm. So And even if the nurse is the most nicest person in the world, and she give everybody flowers and shit, it's not being shown economically because it's you got regardless of whether or not you people account for it. You guys, who's to say that you guys aren't putting the same amount of fucking work in? You guys aren't getting the same amount of stress. You guys aren't getting the same amount of challenges that you get through. Yeah, they say it's trash, but what if you're that kind of guy that just takes your job just that much serious, where you double back 3 times, and that means you walking around the building a little extra more than the next person does, and you making sure that you know that this place needs to get double checked because they got a lot more trash or whatever. So it's like when people when you fully into it, just like when you were fully into a surgeon, you fully into being a cop, it takes extreme amount of effort, regardless on what style, which edge of the totem pole you is, but we all on the same motherfucking line. But the weird shit about it is that I'm getting now is that if we all realize that shit, in the sense, I don't know what the fuck happened because it wouldn't. I don't have any recollection or no record of a society that lived free, like the true meaning of free, like living off the land and sharing, like not having to be, oh, I need this amount, or the fact of me even you have to be like, all right, I gave you 3 apples, so that means I have to give you this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Even
like
the
bargaining deal,
exactly.
Shit, yeah.
So it's like, could a society even sustain without having to bargain? Could we just give just to give?
No, because motherfuckers be lazy at jobs they get paid to be at. So for motherfuckers doing something for free, they ain't really gonna be lazy. Some, not all.
But you know what? I think that is true though, because that would mean if we live like that, that means everybody would have to contribute regardless.
Exactly. You can't just sit on your ass and shit. You gotta do something.
No one can sit on their ass.
Yeah, you gotta make watermelons or
yeah.
flowers or make potatoes.
You gotta we got a flower guy.
You gotta be a nigga that slaughter pigs or some shit. Like you gotta get some type of like usefulness and shit. Like
that is fucking crazy. But that's the shit. I think this is the conversation.
But that's why money is the shit that make motherfuckers. You know, like it's for like a job and shit. Like, you tell a motherfucker, all right, you gotta do ... and we gonna pay you whatever. Let's say 15. Right now, 15 is a good number for somebody. But it's motherfuckers who make 20 an hour. It's motherfuckers who make 40 hours. It's motherfuckers who. So for some motherfuckers, 15 seem cool. Mm-hmm. But you still gonna go to that joint every day like, man, I don't even wanna be in this joint. Right. Like, and you know it's motherfuckers somewhere that they making 10. And they making $9 an hour, but you still going you going to also look at it like, damn, it's lit that I got this position, but at the same time, I ain't trying to be here every fucking day, like.
Right.
So imagine if a motherfucker tell you straight up, oh yeah, we not paying you no more, bro, but you still got to come to work at 7 a.m., be early, you got to stay here for 8 hours, and when you go home, you got to come back and do it again. Oh, Friday, you're not getting paid because this is what you're supposed to do if you're going to live here in America and shit. Now you sitting there like, now you thinking, damn, do I get kicked out of America? Like,
yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? If they tell you straight up and down, like, yo, bro, listen, you can have a crib, a car, we'll provide all that shit for you. Money's no issue no more. But you have to go to this job every day.
Right.
Because the world don't stop. So now your whole joint is, damn, if you got kids and shit, now I got kids, they giving me a crib and a car, a nice crib, nice car, I just got to go to this nutty. You calling out, it's not really an option.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an option.
That's crazy.
You fucking call out, then that could be a law. You call out too much, you getting locked up.
Right. Cause
you wasting our time and shit. It's shit. The world moving.
We start taking shit. Listen,
yeah, you laying up. You laid up in the crib for free.
Fuck
you calling out. You calling out to watch motherfucking movies and shit like.
Vegetables. There's
yeah,
no
like
for you to call the fuck out. You good?
Technician niggas who fucking who deal with fucking ovens and all that type of shit. Like, ain't no money, so. Now I'm on call just to go do shit for people and shit. Like, you chilling laid up. You be laid up with your bitch. Ring, ring, ring. Yo, my stove fucked up, bro. You my neighbor. Come show me some love.
Could it be
this nut ass nigga? Like,
but you know what? I was thinking. I think to myself that question: how much what would make?
But if a motherfucker make it sweet, sorry to cut you off. Yeah, a motherfucker make it sweet and tell you, yo, bro, you come over and fix my stove. We'll cook for you and your family. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me go fix that jar. Yeah.
That's what I think I was talking. That's cool. If it's a camaraderie system,
see, but that's the bargaining system. But if you just did shit because, all right, listen, y'all want to live in America and y'all want all this shit, We null and void all the money and shit. You get the standard and shit. You get a crib, a car. That's it. We'll make sure you good. If anything break down, mechanics will do it because they live here and that's their job and shit. When you get out of school, pick a career because ain't that college shit. No, pick a career. That sports shit, you just entertain it for free. There is no $30 million deal. You just playing ball because you live here.
You know, I like to expound on that. I think that would change the whole system and how we even educate people. Period. Because then you would educate people.
You need to learn something. You better pick what you want to do.
Like we will I think it would turn. I think we would literally turn our schools into like not just electives, but you wouldn't know how to do shit when you get out of school. I feel like our schools now teach us the bare minimum scraps.
They teach you how to be a worker. That's it.
Exactly.
They teach you how to be a worker.
They teach you how to survive as a fucking worker.
They don't even teach you how to survive. They teach you how to get a job and then hope you know how to keep the job. Because if you don't know how to keep the job, you'll be fired. Then you'll be unemployed. And then they don't teach you how to keep a job. They kind of train you with the school shit with the RBA class at 8. You know what I'm saying? If the bell ring you late.
I think that.
But then you learn that with a job and shit. Or I gotta be there at 7. If I'm there at 7:15, I'm late. They going to penalty me. You know,
even
with school, you get detention if you late enough. You know what I'm saying?
And they said that disciplinary systems in schools and jail systems are the same exact way.
Exactly. All that shit is institutionalized and shit.
So it's crazy how to me. I think it's crazy because it definitely does give you the option that whether you want to be a master or somewhat quote unquote a slave to inside this country, but you could truly pick it depending on how you go about, you know what I mean, your living, like the way you know what I mean, you live your situation.
Yeah.
Like if you want to make sure that your shit on top of shit, that means you gotta make sure you got a business.
Yeah,
business.
Be a nigga that makes shoes.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you supply something for, you know what I mean, in the community. But
yeah, be a nigga that makes shoes. Be a nigga that motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, you make bikes or some shit like that. You make transportation. You make rollerblades or something. You know what I'm saying? Some have some type of motherfucking reason to be around and shit to get the essential things.
Mm-hmm.
But then how would you base what's important and shit? Because if a nigga just fucking make paper planes, fuck is his reason for being here, like.
But that's
a paper plane maker. That's
I feel like that would make true passions though, because then niggas only people that be doing shit will be doing it because they truly love doing it.
See, but then you gotta kind of keep. Then that's where they gonna fuck around. Or you gotta keep a tally with the fuck you making this shit. What's going and shit.
But you would do that if shit that if you was able to make, bro. If you make a paper robot,
who the fuck who needs
to make a robot?
I can make one my own.
If you can make a robot, you would definitely know, or anything, because even paper planes, people find sentimental shit in that. So you keep.
They come up with
you keep track of shit that you really like. Like you keep anything that you find important. You make sure you know where that shit was, and if somebody touched that shit, you know where. I didn't leave that shit right there. Who the fuck was grabbing that?
What if they spice the whole situation? Like, listen, you gotta work at least 50 jobs in a month in order to keep all your shit. Like, you
50 jobs.
At least 50 jobs in a month. It's 30 days.
That'd be crazy, because you know what? Technically, that would.
Oh no! I'm sorry. 30. Let's say 30. At least.
You gotta work 30 jobs a month.
No. Like at least 30 things and shit.
That's
a thing a day.
Part,
a thing a day.
I think that's how it was.
If you could fix one person refrigerator a day, you straight. You know what I'm saying? And at 30. And you get some type of little leeway, like, all right, you know, if you sick, or you know what I'm saying, we can find somebody else to do that shit. But you need documentation and shit, a free doctor, because that's what we gonna need doctors when niggas sick. So get a doctor to say, all right, yo, he had fever or some of that shit like that. Now that shit pass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But that shit'd be crazy.
It would, but
I mean, it'd be so perfect that I wouldn't even know how it would. I wouldn't even know what the fuck that would look like, a perfect civilization where everybody is thriving to help everybody else.
It's not going to be perfect because it's going to be losers who didn't make up their mind on what the fuck they wanted to do, and they're going to be stealing and killing.
Does that mean you got to kick niggas out? Like in this perfect
you might,
you got to kick. Hey, listen, you ain't get a job in like 3 months, nigga.
Now, if you out here resort to crime and shit, you got to exile you.
We didn't see you in the poppy fields. We didn't see you over in the
but
water filters.
But where would you send them?
We got an engine room where we can supply energy to the fucking place. You haven't been nowhere. We ain't got no accounts of you.
Imagine they just make a boat for you and just send you off and shit. Like wherever you live at, they just take you to the beach and be like, all right, get in this boat. Go that way. Go that way.
Don't move.
Like, where I'm going. You ain't contributing here, so you gotta go somewhere.
Like they literally give you food and water for the next 3 days.
Yeah, they give you something. They give you a care package and be like, listen, you're not helping. Bro. You pretty much wasting our time and you wasting energy and space.
You gotta go.
You gotta go that way.
Bro, I was, you know what?
What age would you cap it though? Like, all right, you got till 25 to make some shit of yourself, or we gotta send you off and shit.
Or you gotta just you just gotta join somebody's system, like, because in that joint you gotta have power, right? So we gotta have like somewhat of a power plant. So you gotta put time in the power plant sometimes. Like, fuck all that application shit. Just my name.
But you gotta hope they got openings.
I put it. It's always open.
The Army too.
Sweep. You can sweep up. You can do whatever.
I don't know. Think about it. People make babies
like,
every fucking second. People make babies every second, bro. So now you got all these people. You got all these niggas who sweeping floors in the military, bro.
That means that you gotta also be able. See, that's the thing though. That's why we gotta make sure our schools. But you know what? That's fucking crazy.
Cause niggas is niggas. I was one of the niggas who didn't want to learn in school, bro. I just wanted to get that shit over with. Like, I'm going because my mom kicked me out the crib, so I don't got nowhere to go from 8 to 3. So I'm gonna go to school. Like,
you can't catch these niggas while they just coming out.
Cause school was dumb as shit to me. Like, I did it before. It was dumb. Like, just I did it, but it was dumb. Like, I would have places to go, but it's like, bro, I could have came here after school. My mom didn't tip on me for like going places after school. Long as I called and checked in and shit, I could do what I wanted when I got. If I wanted to go straight, let's say y'all lived out here and shit, and we was all in school, I could come out here after school and shit, and just I'm at air crib and shit. You know what I'm saying? Blah blah blah. All right, you know what I'm saying? Get home safe and shit. That's it. You know, some niggas get the 3rd degree. Yo, come home first.
Now.
Do your homework. Now. My mom gave me freedom and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would be like?
I'm trying, like, I think
because you gotta have rules for that type of shit.
You do. But I think that if you get people interested in it's the way you teach motherfuckers. So what if we teach motherfuckers and be like, yo, there are 3 cycles in this world. We got energy. It's things that we need, like, as your human body. And the things we need right now is we need energy, we need water, and we need food. And then we branch shit off from that. Like, we just talk about biology and all that, blah, 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 blah. And then that's when, like, the field trips is basically showing niggas, like, yo, you can go to this energy plant, you can go to the water filter joint, and you can do this. But all this shit is to help make sure that you and your parents and your mom, your dad all live the longest and most healthy life possible. Like, but the truth thing is everybody it has to be on this energy. Like, all right, we got to have it would be a new fucking some kind of energy that supports clean energy or whatever. It got to be some kind of water system that we can filter our water and make that shit clean so everybody can do it. And get a new agriculture system so that way we can pick plants and shit and everybody can eat whatever the fuck they can eat and all that kind of shit. So, and the truth too, niggas be cool. Like,
keep it 100. What nigga you know gonna wake up every morning to flour some potatoes, you know what I'm saying, and check on some fucking potatoes and corn.
But that's the crazy. You should. That's what I feel like we should tell niggas though. That's what school. That's what
it sounds good to you doing it, and you got to do this shit, like,
because it's right.
If your heart not in that shit, you gonna not gonna fuck. Like,
that's how
bugs gonna be eating your shit. You ain't gonna go, fuck that shit, bro. Like,
if people were honest with themselves, they would know that everything that we have is because of the fact that a seed was planted in the ground and that became into a flower, and then some nigga saw that flower and was like, I think I can make that. If I can combine that with that becomes that. And then just the mixing of different matters that was just raw materials before becomes the shit that we appreciate. So I think that's where it's like people can like lose that appreciation.
I appreciate the nigga who made cupcakes and shit. Like,
shit, but what about the nigga that raised the chicken?
Hold on.